What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY, moving right along with our A.X.E reviews. Today we are going to be taking a look at Necronomichron. Now, a little funny story about this album. If you guys listen, if you've been watching the reviews, you know that I had said right before A.X.E signed to MNE, I went and I did one more listen just to see if I could become a fan before they got signed, so I could actually say, yo, I was a fan of A.X.E before they signed to MNE. And at the time, the most recent album they had out was Necronomichron. And I remember seeing people saying that they really liked this album. They thought it was really good. They thought it was like their best album. I don't remember where I saw that, but I remember seeing that. And when I went and listened to it, I was like, if this is their best, I don't like it. It didn't click for me at all. And, you know, like I said, around 2018, I was tuning myself to listen to different music and kind of straying a little bit more away from the wicked shit. So when I did go listen to the Almighty after it came out, again, there just was no click for me. And then even recently when I started to fuck with A.X.E and it finally did click and I listened to the Almighty, I was like, yo, I like this. And then Church of Zool, I was like, this album's dope. And then Mausoleum was like, I love this album. You know, once that moment happened, I still went back and revisited Necronomicron, and I'm like, I just do not care for this album. I 100% think that that's just the case. I don't like this album. And it was one of the last ones that I bought aside from Psycho. You know, obviously it was harder to find. But I hesitated on even picking this album up because I didn't think I was going to ever like it. But the more that I had like shorter drives, again, if you watched my Psycho review, I talked about it a little bit there. Like if I have a long drive, if I don't have a long drive, then I will pick a shorter album. And this happens to be one of their shortest albums. So it was pretty easy for me to throw this on. And the more that I had listened to it, the more I was like, yo, okay, I like this album. And when we jump in and talk about it, it was actually my favorite song on this album was the one that would get stuck in my head so much that when I jumped in the whip, it was naturally the album I wanted to play because I wanted to hear that song. I just really liked it. So that being said, let's jump into this right here. That is the front. This artwork is absolutely amazing. Even before I became a fan of A.X.E, I remember back in the day thinking I thought this artwork was dope. If you've been subscribed to the channel for years, you know I'm an artwork guy. I love albums with dope-ass artwork. And this is dope-ass artwork. So the concept of this album is this is an evil bag of weed, right? So you smoke the weed, you get high, right? And this high takes you into another dimension. The whole concept to me is fucking dope, and the fact that the artwork looks like a fucking bag of weed, I thought and I think is absolutely amazing. To me, this is up there in some of my favorite artwork ever for an album. I really like the shit out of this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, there's the front. It's an evil bag of weed. It's in a Ziploc bag. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I had seen somewhere where the original press of this album, they actually came in a bag. If I'm remembering that wrong, please correct me. But if I remember correctly, I thought I had seen that where this actually came in a little baggie. And I wouldn't be surprised because I bought a package recently from Long Live Evil, and it randomly had, they're still sitting right here. It randomly had 2 basketball cards and a Pokemon card in it. I was like taken back. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? It was actually when I bought this album. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually came in a bag. But let's go ahead and open her up to the inside. Now that artwork right there, that logo, that design right there is really fucking dope. That to me is, I'm not real big on tattooing band names on me, but that right there is tattoo worthy and is definitely a decal worthy design right there. Really fucking dope. Like that a lot. We're gonna come back to this in a minute because that's obviously our track list. But there you have the disc. You pop the disc off and you just like get a close up of fucking bud of weed, because that's what he is. He's an evil bag of weed. We close her up. That is the back. Like this artwork, it's fucking amazing. I love it so fucking much. Open it back up to the inside with the track list, which is intro.
Legend has it that it was grown a millennia ago by the Stoneless. Necronomicron Succulus, Malu.
Necronomichron.
You better run fast. Puff now pass. And your lungs won't last.
Cabin.
2 words written in the dust. Yeah, right.
Fake and abandoned by the looks. Here we go on a trip to a
Cabin in the wood.
Another dimension.
You know you wanna smoke with us. What the fuck happened? Where did everything go? Am I flying or falling, man? I don't even know. And all of a sudden I hit the ground.
Coffin in my casket.
never passing. Stones to my bones, I'll be coughing in my casket. Light the joint, we appear out the smoke.
Hello.
Necronomichron.
Hello, Zooligans! I'm Billy O'Bay, and I'm here to tell you about a wonderful product called Necronomichron. It's amazing! Wow!
Brimstoned.
Man, I don't build, we shoot it, smoke it. Can't go home, we're just smoking ashes. Stuck in a fucking stone globe of madness.
Get high.
Pass that script to me. Homie, pass me the tree. I can hear my brain cells yelling as we melt.
And Necronomichron.
Hey kids, it's me, your favorite clown. Are you tired of your old boring morning cereal? Yeah. But it's time for a change, you little bastards.
Now, like I said, when I go and listen to the skit, or when I go listen to like their whole discography, I skip intros, skits. This is kind of the same way. Necronomichron, Necronomichron. Well, no, not Necronomichron. Necronomichron and Necronomicrunch. They're basically just like little ads for products. Necronomichron being a cleaning product that'll clean anything, blood, you name it, it'll clean it. And Necronomicrunch being like a cereal that's got like crunchy pieces of skin and maybe some bone in there, you know. They were funny the first few times I listened to it, but I do find myself skipping them more now just to get back to the music. But, you know, this album, like I said, when I first listened to it, didn't care for it. After finally going and revisiting it, I just started to fall in love with it more and more. But I'm going to give you my top 3 tracks because it's a short listen. And then I'll name you my favorite. So my top 3 tracks are Cabin, Coffin in My Casket, and Brimstone. And my favorite out of the 3, hands down, is Brimstone. It gets stuck in my head, and it's often what has led to me when I hop in the car to put this album on, because I really like Brimstone a lot. It's actually technically the end of the album when you listen to it. You know, the whole thing about that song is, you know, what goes up must come down. Like, they're trying to escape this dimension. They're trying to escape this high that they have and escape this evil bag of weed that has like fucking taken over. So I really like that track a lot. And when you listen to like the what's supposed to be the evil bag of weed talking, you know, when it gets into Get High, he's like, what? Who the fuck are these guys? There's no bonus tracks on this motherfucker. You know, it says some shit like that. So technically it ends with Brimstone, and I feel like that's where it should end. You know, if I was to rearrange this into a playlist, I would probably have it end on Brimstone and maybe put Get High towards the top. That's the other thing about the beginning of the album. Necronomichron and the intro, to me, they should be one track. I don't feel like Necronomichron was necessary as a track, but it is what it is. It really trips me out though, because Apple Music sometimes skips songs. Like a song will finish and it'll just skip the next song and go to the song after it. And it's done that a few times where I'd listen to this album and it would jump from the intro to Cabin, and I totally would forget that Necronomichron was even a track on here. I don't know why it would do that, but it got to a point where it started to fuck with me, and I'm like, wait, Necronomichron, what is this song? Where the hell did this come from? So yeah, I don't know. They could have just been one track. It is what it is. It doesn't like ruin the album for me, but if I had to nitpick one thing, I would say that. So yeah, absolutely love the artwork. This started off as a black sheep for me, became a little bit of a personal favorite, and honestly, I feel like people I feel like people are going to dislike me for this statement that I'm about to say, but I think I like this Necronomichron better than the second one. The second one is still really dope, But, you know, again, bringing it back to this is a short listen. I'm able to listen to this more than I'm able to listen to the second one. The second one is a lengthier listen. They're both concept albums. They're both great concept albums. But, you know, the artwork on this one absolutely fucking kills it for me. It's just a dope project. And I'm so blown away, like, how that came to be. This was the album that kind of steered me away from A.X.E in the beginning. And here I am, like, loving the shit out of this album. It's crazy how things just come full fucking circle. But yeah, tell me down below what you guys think about Necronomichron. I've actually seen some people have the same response that I had the first time I listened to it. Like, they're just kind of like, meh. It's kind of like one of the more slept on projects, from what I'm understanding with Zooligans. And maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe I'm just seeing that those few people say that, and I'm just making assumptions. But yeah, tell me down below what you guys think about Necronomichron. What are your favorite tracks, and what are your least favorite tracks? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.